Continuing with the analysis in this third video. What we are going to analyze in this video is practically the repercussions, the variability that can exist in a balance of payments. You remember that, for example, in a crisis, it is common for a currency to depreciate or devalue, lose a lot of value, and the capital blasts off, right? So what would happen if the capital blasted off? Well, the financial account becomes very weak, and a depreciated currency will strengthen exports and weaken imports. This tends to be positive, and this could be negative. But the variability, or the fact that there are criticisms that the capital of a country can be left in a matter of hours, in a matter of a couple of days. So this puts the country in strong damage, and later comes crisis, very strong inflationary consequences, very high interest rates, and many economic damage. So regularly there is a lot of debate, a lot of analysis about whether or not free flow of capital between countries should exist, or whether it should be put in control of capital, that is to say that it cannot so easily leave the country. Asian countries like India, China, if you want to invest there, they will ask you for a series of requirements. You will not be able to get your money out so easily. To invest there will be many schemes. One could be that you have to associate with some local company, so that if you want to open a business, and by associating yourself with a company, you will hardly be able to get your capital out quickly. And this will help to prevent such a strong variation in the value of your currency. That's the reason of capital controls. So we could have a debate, and you as a student, I would like you to stay thinking if it's good or not that there are capital controls in countries. Please stop here, analyze the pros and cons of the existence of a capital control, or the pros and cons of the existence of flow without restrictions in capital. Now let's talk about the fact that capital can come out very easily. This will affect variables, as I already mentioned, the exchange rate and the interest rate. And this is very linked to this entry and exit of capital. I said that it will move a lot. What is the value of the exchange rate? So now we are going to focus on talking about the different exchange regimes. There are different regimes, and in one side we are going to have the one that is totally fixed, and in the other side, one which is totally variable based on supply and demand. The fixed one is determined by the government. It is controlled, and the other one is determined by offer and demand for capital. And in the middle of these two extremes, we will have different types of change, like the crawling peg, soft peg, and what the crawling peg, soft peg tells you is that there will be a small slip, a small changeable slip, where every day it will be, so to speak, depreciate the currency in 0.5%, 1%, or appreciate, and all this will be determined. I would like you to think what you think are the benefits of having a fixed type of change. What are the benefits of having a variable type of change? What are the benefits or the cons of having types of change in the middle of these two extremes? And well, here I would like you to analyze this graph. In the world, periods are being put, right? What was in the 80s was very fashionable. What was the fixed exchange rate? Already for the 2000s, there are few economies that have a fixed exchange rate where the government intervenes. Right now, we in Mexico are with a variable exchange rate. But the Bank of Mexico intervenes if there is a strong depreciation by injecting dollars into the economy. In what remains of the chapter, we analyze what was the gold standard of the period in which it existed. We analyze what are the periods of the Second World War and the First World War. I would like you to analyze this PowerPoint that will be available for you. And well, as a result of the Second World War, the winner was the United States. So from that moment on, Bretton Woods was born. The United States says, you know what? I, the United States, support the dollar with gold, and you, the rest of the world, support your currencies with dollars. And somehow that profiled, and in my opinion, it helped a lot, and has been helping a lot too. Today we know the dollar, or have in mind that the dollar is the strong currency. Since then, this mentality begins to be created that the dollar was backed with gold, and the rest of the world backed its currency with dollars. This ends in the 60s, because due to speculation there was a video in which the US president at that time determines that it was no longer necessary to continue backing up the dollar with gold, because this was bringing them many speculation problems in the US with the dollar's worth. And who were winning with all this speculation? Well, the speculators, and not so much the United States. Then in the 60s, they withdraw what the dollar that is no longer going to be backed up with gold. This video is available where the President of the United States gives this announcement. It is available in Canvas. It is available in the class. I would like you to see it, and well, there is still a little more to analyze in a fourth video about what is all the changing regimes. I'm going to stop here and see you in the next video.